Hello YouTube, it's the Junk and Cobalt here today with another unboxing for you today. Today we got a package from Amazon, so we're going to be opening this up. And there's going to be a few packs of minis inside here. And we'll open those up for your enjoyment. See you at the end of the show. Alright, so we got the box here on the table. And let's get started. Okay, so the first thing that you see here is we got ourselves the Waterdeep Dungeon of the Mad Mage premium board game. I got the premium edition so that the minis are pre-painted and look uniform with each other. And then I got 2 packs of Village Raiders. 2 packs. So first we are going to open the Village Raiders because they are the smallest. We'll get them out of the way. And, light turned off. There we go. We'll get these out of the way. And then we will open this big bad boy and review the minis that are inside it. And hopefully we are not disappointed with that. Okay, so I like these predetermined blisters personally, just because I do like the not having randoms. Other than that, when I buy minis, I buy singles because I know exactly what I'm getting. I spent all my booster pack luck playing Magic the Gathering for years. Okay, that's the first one. If you hear the cat in the background, I'm sorry. He's just being a goofball. Alright, so there we go. 2 packs of Village Raiders opened. We'll move that out of the way there. Okay. So here's the first one. Oh. Apparently not only am I feeling a little under weather, I'm a little clumsy today. Okay. So first for the Village Raiders, we have 2 gnolls. Holy cow, whiz kid. We could not have packed them in there any tighter. Okay, so we have 7 out of 7 gnoll. And for the alternate sculpt of the gnoll, which is 6 out of 7. So, yeah, that's those are the gnolls. We got 2 of each. So really excited to have those. We'll get the other ones out here. These are some of the better paint jobs I have seen from WizKids in terms of Icons of the Realms. I've been looking at getting some of the premium miniatures lately because they are just absolutely phenomenally painted. But all right, next we have goblins. So this little goblin here is an archer, similar to what you would find in the starter set adventure. And there are 2 of these between the 2 packs. Then we have 2 who are wielding battle axes. You know, if I'm not mistaken, I don't even think there is a stat block for a goblin wielding a battle axe. I believe that there's only one for a scimitar and a bow. So I'm gonna have to take a look in my monster manual and see what the stat block for these guys is. If not, I'm gonna have to adjust one and possibly adjust the CR rating. And then lastly, we have goblins wielding a sword and shield. Now with these guys, goblins wield scimitars in the monster manuals, I just said, not swords. But so, and the fact that these guys have shields would mean that they also have an adjustment to their AC accordingly if you want to field these. Now, you don't have to necessarily make the adjustments to be accurate to sculpt, but that's a habit I have because I used to play Warhammer, and people would always be super picky about players having like accurate sculpts. They would, if your thing did not have a bow, you could not use a bow attack even if it had both. Next, we have a couple orcs. And I have to say, I am happy that Wizards of the Coast orcs do not have, like, you know, the green skin type deal that World of Warcraft orcs have. I like that they have, like, really dark skin and aren't, like, almost cartoony in nature. The face is the same and everything, but yeah, no. And his battle axe is a little warped there. And yeah, no, my cat's being a dork, so you're probably gonna hear him on camera this time. And here's the second one of that. And then we have another axe orc, but an alternate sculpt. We'll just get these guys out first. And then those are done. No. Alright, so these are the alternate sculpts of the orcs for the village raiders. So yeah, no, I got a nice little army here for raiding villages and pillaging and plundering. The detail, like I said, on these guys is actually not bad. I'm not disappointed in any way, shape, or form by these guys. And yeah, no, I'm very, very happy that I got these guys. I have some cave defenders coming so that I can get some kobolds and some other well-known monsters of D&D history. All right, so we're gonna move these guys for now. Now they're gonna be put to the back here, and we have another box to open. If you remember at the beginning, I said that we also got the premium pack of Waterdeep Dungeon Mad Mage board game. Whenever WizKids comes out with these guys, I highly recommend getting them simply because they use genuine Icons of the Realms minis pre-painted in these boxes. If you don't get the premium, you get unpainted. They're the right sculpt and they have the right information on the base, but you end up missing out on them being painted. And you know, for some people that's okay. Some people like painting themselves. My right hand doesn't work properly, so I don't get to paint anymore, sadly. I miss painting. All right, so let's open this up very nicely here. All right. Put knife there. Always make sure that you guys use safe knife handling when you are opening your boxes. Keep that away from the cat. Okay. So, in Waterdeep Dungeon of the Mad Mage board game, you have your typical contents. You have your rulebook and your minis guide. Your deck of cards ready to play the game. These are the same as the Legend of Drizzt, Castle Ravenloft, Wrath of Ashardalon. All of them are compatible with each other. I just really like to get the pre-painted sculpts because they make for good box openings and they look really good on my case. All right, then we have the minis. The wonderful, oh, and we have a D20. Let's roll for luck on this one. I always say let the rolls be with you, so let's roll. $13, not bad. Slightly above average. Ton of little minis. Couple big guys. If you're ever in need of like stuff to build a dungeon, these board games are great too because they come with an assortment of tiles and tokens that you can use to build a functional dungeon. So I highly, highly recommend the premium sets whenever you can get them. Tomb of Annihilation is out of print. I believe this is out of print, but a few places still have it in stock. So if you can get it, get it. You will not be disappointed. With your purchase, I can promise that. If you're disappointed, I'll buy it off you. All right, so we're gonna open these from order of smallest to largest. So first, where did those box? Oh, these are the box. Nope, these are not the box I want to open. There they are. All right, so we'll move these this way. So now we have the little guys first. And each one of them comes in a Ziploc bag, so you're not doing like a super lot of unwrapping or anything like that. So that's really helpful. All right. First we have Grung. They're little frog guys. I believe there are 3 of them in this little kit. Oh, this one's bent a little bit. There we go. Yeah, 3 Grung. All right. Oh, here's another Grung. We have a Grung Elite Warrior. He's got an alternate color to the actual Grung, but he is still his Icons of the Realm paint job. We have 3 flying swords, because everybody loves a good flying sword. I remember the first time I actually put a flying sword against my players and they were actually so confused because they didn't know that in D&D inanimate objects could become creatures by using magic. And then we have these little guys, and they actually are as small as they should be. They are, I believe, called Intellect Devourers. Yeah, Intellect Devourer. But like, look how small they are. You can barely make out the details on it at all. But if you look really closely, you can see that they've actually filled in like the crevices and all that. These are your pretty standard icons of the Realm's paint jobs. They're nothing to, you know, run home about, but they are still not bad. All right. What else do we got here today? All right, we got this bag here that we'll open next. And now we're getting into the medium-sized miniatures. Okay, just be very gentle with those so they don't come apart and somebody lost a hand or a shield. So I had to, one of the minis in the thing actually came broken. So I'm gonna need to re-glue that. So So I'm going to put him over here so that I can do that. Next we have Desmir's Shadow Dusk. So I'm guessing that's his twin, the other Shadow Dusk that comes in this set. Let me just double check. Yeah, Zelthar Shadow Dusk. So, yeah, no, this is one of the bad guys of the board game and of the module. I believe he's in the module too. Here you have Halaster Blackcloak. He is the arch villain of Dungeon of the Mad Mage, and a really, really nice miniature. If you look on the sides of his swords there, he has like the runes on his swords and everything. So these are just like absolutely fantastic minis. It's unfortunate that one of them is broken, but we will be looking up where the shield placement goes so that we can put it right. Archeria, she looks like a little fairy. She's doing some flying. I don't know if she is good, evil, or whatnot. I haven't read the module in quite some time. So, but I definitely believe she is a fae. And then we have our Grey Ooze. Oozes and cubes are some of the most common dungeon enemies that you do find in Dungeons and Dragons, so it's kind of cool to have one of those. Alright. We'll be careful with these guys so that we don't have any more broken guys. I'm still a little peeved about that one being broken. Might contact WizKids and see if they have a replacement mini for them. Alright, so now we have Behir Hags. There are 3 of them in this set. And yeah, no. They're just as ugly as you'd expect from a hag. But the paint on these guys actually looks pretty legit. There we go. Fixed her staff there. And we have here Veteran Leader. So there are some veterans in this game that he leads. There's also, I believe, some thugs and a thug leader. So this guy, I'd say, is probably one of the good guys. If he's not, you could definitely field him as one. And then we have Shadows. And I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but these guys are actually semi-transparent. So there's no real paint to them as much as they're just printed plastic that's like tinted. So they're also a little top heavy, so they do tip if they're not placed gently. Alright, I believe these are the heroes of the campaign. So we'll open these up very carefully here. Alright, and then we have an Elf Cleric of the Grave. If I'm not mistaken, Of the Grave was introduced in Xanathar's Guide to Everything. So, a nice little Elf Cleric if you want to play the new Elf Cleric of the Grave. Well, not exactly new anymore, but it was at the time. Human Storm Sorcerer. This could just be any generic sorcerer, really. It doesn't, really emphasize what he is in his sculpt, but he still looks like a really good paint job, so he's definitely going to be around for a bit. Now, this is the one that I was super excited to get, and that's the Tiefling Battlemaster. If you pronounce it Tiefling, I'm sorry, but I pronounce it Tiefling. I have been wanting one of these for a while. Every time I go to get one, they're sold out. So I am glad to finally have one for my own character. I play a Tiefling Hexblade. So then we have Human Paladin Oath of Vengeance. Another nice miniature. If you look really closely, you might be able to see the details in his plate armor, but, or is it a her? This is a her. Okay, this is a her. Sorry. And lastly, we have the known Inquisitive. I'm not sure what Inquisitive is a subclass of, or if it made it as a subclass. I think it might be Unearthed Arcana, but that is just an adorable little miniature. And yeah. Alright. And then here we have some of the generic bad guys of our dungeon. So let's open you up. Okay, so remember how this guy was the veteran leader? Well, here are your veterans. There are 3 in this pack. It'd be kind of cool if the veteran leader had similar colors to the veterans so that they kind of looked like a squad, but... And then, so here is our thug leader. I mentioned earlier that there was a thug leader. He has a very big ass crossbow, and definitely he is armored to the teeth. Then we have 3 thug miniatures. The thug miniatures are actually, let me take it out there. They're actually pretty cool looking. I might field them both as some thugs and some bandits. Not entirely sure yet. That's the thing about bandits and thugs is, you know, both being criminals, you can kind of field their minis for each other. Alright, now this is the one that I am super paranoid about opening, because I had one and the lightning broke on it, and that was actually why I bought this set overall, was to replace this guy. So you gotta come out very gently. Okay, good. Everything's still attached. So that is the Scaladar. I tried to re-glue the lightning to mine. It didn't work. So he's a giant metal scorpion. Has lightning coming out of his tail. Yeah, nothing much more to say about this. He doesn't have a lot of detail. Like, you can see some of the rivets in the metal and all that, but there's nothing that says, hey, you know, this is a really good premium paint job. A couple more large guys here. So Tri-Brian. Cat. Seriously. Another mechanized creature. Has some firepower there, as you can see. I don't think I've ever played with one. Like, obviously I've never played with many, but I don't think I've ever had to use a stat block for this guy, so I'm not even sure if he's in Dungeon of the Mad Mage or if he's just something that was alluded to. And now we have the creepiest mini award. Goes to Muriel. Half human, half scorpion, wields a sword. I swear, if I was a player, like if I was a character in D&D and I seen one of these coming, I'm just gonna drop dead there. Like, yeah, that would be terrifying to actually see. And now, the gems of this box. And when I say gems, I do mean absolute gems. First, we have the Death Tyrant. The Death Tyrant is a pretty hard to come by mini. It's a rare in the booster packs, and you get one in here. I think I have put one Death Tyrant in 6 years against my players. So. And then we have two of these guys. And they're bubble wrapped. So. It's got to protect the eye stalks. We have two Beholder zombies. The other one is still wrapped there. I don't think I've ever fielded a Beholder zombie. I think the couple times I had the option to, I went with a Beholder instead. Just because like my players hadn't seen a Beholder yet. So, and then we have one more of them here. Xanathar, this is your fate. This is your fate for messing with my players. So yeah, that's it for the box opening today. If you feel I deserve it, leave a like, leave a comment. And over the next couple days, I got a couple more things coming in, and my local game store has a Curse of Strahd Revamped coming in for me to review on the channel, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Other than that, have a good one, stay safe, cheers, and may the rolls be with you.